First stop was Nova Scotia to see the tall ships in Halifax and pursue Robin's family history in the Yarmouth area. Our friends Linda and Dave Fanning hosted us once again. The day for the tall ships sail past was beautiful, sunny, and warm. We settled into our camp chairs in Point Pleasant Park, overlooking the entrance to Halifax Harbour. From there we watched the Bluenose II, the giant Russian ship, the Europa, and scads of small boats maneuvering in and around the tall ships. It was an incredible day. To get close to some of the tall ships, we joined the crowds on the wharf. 3 of those plastic cups escaped from the Camp Chief Hector Kitchen to ride with Ruth again. They wanted to join the Navy and tried to enlist with the Russians. The MPs showed up. Busted. We had a brief encounter with Theodore the tug. After a brief stop for scallops on the Digby Wharf, we drove along the Evangeline Trail. The trail is home to many Acadian villages and awesome churches, including the largest wooden church in North America, built in the early 1900s. Further along is Cape St. Mary Light Station, also dating back to the start of the last century. We followed the aptly named Drawbridge Road to the tiny Sandford Wharf Harbour, only accessible at high tide when the drawbridge is raised. Just as out west, cattle are king when crossing the highway on the way to the barn. The Fisherman's Trail took us from Yarmouth to West Pubnico, where we visited the Acadian Museum and the annual quilt show. At the Wharf Cafe beside the fishing fleet, we dined on the world's best lobster sandwich. In the Chabot Town Point Cemetery near Yarmouth, the Robbins family are well represented by several individual and family headstones. The story begins on Abigail Cushman Robbins Crooker's headstone. Descendants of the Mayflower colonists who came to America in 1620, the Robbins left Plimpton, Massachusetts 140 years later. These planters were the first settlers in Chabot Point in 1762 when they established a United Empire Loyalist settlement. The Robbins men were sea captains until the late 1800s. The Marble Lady is a local landmark sculpted from pure white Indian marble. She commemorates the much-loved wife of Dr. Webster, who died shortly after they married.